Hello and welcome into the 2024 Heart Football Media Days. I'm your host, Heart correspondent Jillian Carroll Latrinko, and next up, we are looking forward to speaking with head coach of the Clarke University Pride. We have Adam Hicks with us. We also have student athletes Brian Valdez and Richie Giambruno. Guys, really appreciate the time today. We know you're excited about the season. We're looking forward to hearing all about it. So, Coach, I'm going to start with you if you don't mind. Let's just hear a little bit about year 3 for you leading the program as head coach, but you've been there since the beginning, which is super cool. Back in 2019 as the assistant coach. Can you just talk a little bit about the growth that you have seen during your time at Clarke?
Yeah, it's been incredible. Starting back in 2018, the year before our first season, we signed 40 to 45 high school kids and, had never played college football, and then just continued to build the roster from there. In 2019, we won 2 games when probably a lot of people didn't think we'd win any. And then COVID happened, which kind of obviously derailed, a lot of things in the world. But obviously a new program kind of hurt us quite a bit there. And just trying to rebound back ever since. And, last year being, first year head coach, and, it was exciting. It was a dream being a head coach, and, fortunate to be able to do it at a university where, I was an assistant. So I kind of knew the ins and outs and knew the conference and, knew what I was walking into. But, the toughness of the heart, every Saturday is, it's a daunting task. So, we're excited, going into year 2. So, as the head coach, just getting our culture to where it needs to be, and, get some more wins.
Well, let's hear a little bit about Brian and Richie. Share with us what they bring to the squad, both on and off the field.
The first thing is leadership. Both of those guys came in the fall of 2020, so they came in right in the middle of that COVID year. So they've seen the growth of this program. Coming in as freshmen and getting playing time as freshmen, and now they're both, essentially 5-year starters, getting that extra COVID year. So just their leadership, their mentality, their work ethic, and trickling it down into the team on, both sides of the ball, has been awesome. And we're lucky to have these guys, for 4 years, which, at any college, especially at this level, it's tough to keep guys for their whole 4 years. So, we're excited about that and their leadership, and excited for the season.
Brian, coming your direction, how did summer workouts go? I know it's always a grind. Did you get to be with any of your teammates during that time? And just how excited are you to get back with them?
So this summer was pretty good. Had a good amount of people stay over. Got a lot of great workouts in, great work. So I would say like we went on the aspect of trying to start off from the first start and then just keep our way going. So we worked our way up. Just keep pushing through, and I guess like it'll go into season.
And like Coach said, there's been a lot of growth. You have both been a part of that, Brian. How excited are you for the opportunity to play at Clarke and to continue the growth in your personal career and also with the team?
So continue my career and growth. I mean, everything started with Coach Hicks. Coach Hicks, when I came in, took me in under his wing, and it's been on from there. So I've always had my faith in Coach Hicks, and I've continued to have it. Growth as a team. I mean, we've all been coming together way more, more team bonding, more group work, everything more pushing each other together. So more challenges. So we just keep on doing that, and hopefully the season will go great.
And Ricky, coming over to you, tell us about where you're from and what you're majoring in.
So I'm from Parker, Colorado. I'm majoring in business with an emphasis in finance, computer science, and philosophy.
And who has been a big inspiration and really like maybe a mentor in your life as far as your football journey has gone?
It'd have to be a toss-up between a previous coach, Coach Nicky Young, and Coach Lang, who's our current OC and sort of a line coach. Both of them just sort of have taught me how to be a leader. I tend to be pretty outspoken, but at the same time, though, it's important to use that for constructive purposes and sort of guide that into being productive. And that is something that both of them have sort of fostered and shown me how to do in a more efficient and productive manner.
And Brian, back to you. You talked a little bit about it already. Coach Hicks really strive to create a relationship with you, is what it sounded like. How important is that, and how much do you see that across the entire coaching staff?
So, I mean, all our coaching staffs here, everybody has open hands to all players, no matter what you play, offense, defense, no matter what, everybody has a bond. So, but Coach Hicks, stuck out. He was my linebacker coach when I came in, so we just always had that bond. Now he's the head coach, so I mean, it's pretty much the same. Keep going with it. So everybody's pretty much all equal with each other. Everybody has the same love for each other.
Yeah. And Coach Cohen, your way, for Heart fans that may be watching, listening, excited about your season, how would you describe to them some of your coaching philosophies? You don't have to give away your secrets or anything, and just kind of what you think a Coach Hicks-led team would look like on the field.
I mean, hardworking, everybody knowing the role and being the best at that role. Sometimes, I'm big on being straightforward, honest, and truthful, and sometimes the truth hurts, so the more open that we are with the players and they understand that it's, coming from a place of love and that we have the relationship, they can take that criticism or that coaching or, those kind of things a little differently than if those relationships aren't there. So that's probably our number one is the relationships and hard working. I mean, we just fight to the end. Sometimes the ball's not going to bounce our way, but pushing forward, fighting, and just doing everything we can the right way to win a football game.
And before I throw over to Brett, how excited are you, Coach, about the incoming recruits?
Very excited. We were recruited really well. I mean, it's gotten better every year since we've been here. With both of our senior quarterbacks graduating last year, who's taken pretty much 99% of our reps at quarterback as a program, that obviously, hurts. So we've signed some really good quarterbacks in this class. And, everybody knows if, the quarterback kind of controls the team. So if you don't have a quarterback, it's tough to win games. So, we're putting a lot of faith in these new guys coming in the program to lead our team. And, we'll see how that goes. But hopefully the senior leadership that we have, starting with these two guys sitting beside me, they'll be the captains of the ship, and they'll steer us where the season's going to take us.
All right, and I'll step aside and let Brett kind of take over here. If you don't mind just saying your name and your affiliation, and have at it.
Thanks, Jillian. My name is Brett Tudell. I'm the SID here at Clarke. Got a few kind of deep cut questions here for Coach Hicks, Brian, and Richie. Start on the defensive side, Coach Hicks. Obviously, coming from the defensive side of the ball, you have a very experienced back seven returning for you guys on the defensive side. Brian's leading it in the middle. You both can answer this if you feel necessary. But what's it like, kind of working from back to front, kind of reloading in the trenches a little bit on defense, but knowing you have a lot of returning players that got a lot of snaps and are towards the top of those returning tacklers list on the defensive side?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can return a vast majority of your starters, obviously it helps, right? They understand the culture, they understand the scheme, and they've taken the snap, so they can be leaders out there. So obviously losing Joel Gonzalez last year, who was in that first signing class, is going to be big. So there's some shoes to fill back there on the back end. But with Brian being there in the middle, with Steele, Fredericks, and Rondell Juba in that linebacker room, we've got big time experience playing there. And you are right, we are rebuilding a little bit in the trenches. Graduated some guys, but with TJ Shropshire returning, with Marcus Player returning, we're getting a couple of guys back from eligibility purposes. We're looking pretty strong there. But we all know it starts up front with the O-line, D-line, and got to be able to stop the run and rush the quarterback. So those guys are going to be huge in what we do and how effective we are defensively.
And then Richie, almost opposite on the other side of the ball. You were very young last year on the offensive line. You're right in the center of it, and now you're returning a really experienced group. Kind of, how do you feel the offensive line is going to take on that responsibility of being those leaders this year? Especially, Coach Hicks mentioned a little bit of the backfield is going to be new and unfamiliar with kind of this level of football at Clarke specifically.
I think we're prepared for it. David Spino, left guard, is an absolute dog. Very, very, very good. And considering it was his first year last year, he played exceptionally. And you have that mixed with a bunch of experience across the board. As long as we can stay healthy, I think we can take care of everyone in the backfield and make sure that they're able to do their jobs at a high level.
And then Brian, on your side, your Coach Hicks mentioned your experience and the linebacker room specifically coming back, being very, very experienced and racked up a lot of tackles. Where do you see your guys' responsibility in both the run game and pass game responsibilities with all of the experience that you've had now so far?
I feel everything should be not new, but everything should feel normal, up to speed. I more like think that as a group, I feel like we've all played together. Everybody who's in our back seven, like how you were saying, everybody has the same chemistry. Everybody knows what we got to do. Everybody knows their role. Like Coach Hicks had said earlier, everybody knows what they got to do. So I feel like going into this year, I feel like we pretty much got a pretty good look at what we've been planning on doing. So I feel like everything should come to play, and everybody just has to come play ball, make that tackle, get the plays from the sideline. 1 minute at a time, one down, 1 second. Every second counts in football. So as long as everybody stays focused, keeps their head on their shoulders, I feel like we should have a pretty good season.
All right, that's it for me. Thanks, Jillian.
Thank you. Brian, what are your plans for after school, and how has being a football player, collegiate player at Clarke, how's it prepped you for that?
So after school, depending on how it goes this season, probably looking forward to, like, trying to travel, play overseas or whatever, or probably, just taking it back home or giving back all my knowledge that I got back to all the youth from back at home. I do have a slight like want to go coach back at my old high school. So either way, I feel like I just got to take it one step at a time. I really haven't really looked too far that way, but I'm definitely working on it. Yeah.
And Ricky, just talk about how much you enjoy competing in the heart and maybe the team that you like playing the most. Do you guys have rivals or anything like that?
I just enjoy competing, period. If it's really anything, I tend to want to win, very much so. Last year, the most fun game had to have been Peru because we got Hawaiian ice after our defense absolutely just shut them out, or didn't shut them out, but was picking them off left and right, and offense was capitalizing. That was probably the most fun game. Baker's a pretty good rivalry. Have some pretty strong emotions about that, but I'll leave it at that. Just honestly, all 11 games are really fun. Hawaiian ice makes them a lot more fun, but.
And Coach, he kind of just alluded to it, but the heart in general, can you talk a little bit about like the respect and admiration that coaches have for each other? There's amazing programs, there's no secret about that, but just about your respect for your fellow coaches and the heart.
Yeah, I mean the respect level is high. Everybody knows that, everybody's striving to work and, perform at a high level. Those teams that are, at the top and performing really well year in and year out, you don't see those guys, running the score up on teams that may be down. Take us for an example, you know what I mean, being young. So the respect is there, but we all know we're all competitors at the end of the day. I'm sitting in this position because of a head coach at at another institution in the heart, and I've got great respect for him. We talk, once or twice a week through this whole thing. So. It is a tough conference. It's a credit to the heart to, have the standard of play up to where it's at. From the officials to game day atmospheres to everything, it's a top-notch conference. And like I said, if it's a dog-eat-dog world out there, and if you're not ready to play on that Saturday, then you're going to be on the wrong end of the scoreboard. And yeah.
Well, Coach, Ricky, and Brian, thank you so much for your time today. I know you guys are getting really excited for the season, so sending you the best of luck for 2024. Thanks again for participating in Media Day.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.